is a tough subject for people. I think people see that we have a podcast and they see my TikToks and they come in here and they're like, Jesus fucking Christ, who touched the serious button? Lynn is not here.
You know what?
She's somewhere else.
I wouldn't go down that road.
I wouldn't go down that road. Fucking cigarette. I miss smoking so much.
Sometimes I do, right?
Just to end a conversation.
Right.
Just to end a conversation. Because you can literally be like, what are you going to do? Flick it and walk away. What are you going to do? You know, what are you going to do? Flick it. Done.
Yeah. Someone's fucking stumbled in on this podcast and they're like, what the fuck are these two? Wait a second. I thought this was a comedy show.
Oh, speaking of that, did you watch the stand-up episode?
The what?
Oh, you did because you commented on it.
Yes.
I'm gonna put in the bit about
it's so
like you said.
It's so good. The way that you can mix them together though and have like you're able to like kind of test material, but like
I know.
as a character.
That was my genius because I didn't
like
do it as myself.
Right. If it bombs, it's like, well, that was just Charlie. You know, or whatever. I
know. But that's my real bit.
Yeah.
I have like a half an hour of stand up.
Yeah.
It was 8 minutes that I cropped down to 3, but I have 30 minutes worth of material. And some of these jokes I wrote when I was a kid. I wrote the jokes about my calves and my dad being that short kid at the school. My mom's like,
they hold up.
I wrote all of that as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember writing my first joke later on in life than you would think for somebody who wanted to be a comedian so bad. I wanted to be like on all that because sometimes they would do those bits where the skits where the kids would do stand up,
right?
Like the older cast members,
right?
Like it's like a mini SNL.
Yeah.
I wanted to write jokes like that, and I found this old video of me hosting a talent show, and I was writing jokes for the talent. I was like the host of the Grant or the host of
like
the Oscars.
MC.
It was like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Me and this other girl, Lauren Phillips. Hello, Lauren.
Hello, Lauren Phillips.
She had a really cool dog and a really interesting house, and it's all really much I remember. Something about spoons. We used to make funny videos and skits, but we wrote jokes for this show, and I was like, that is what there's something about memory is weird, but if I think about it, if I really think, like seeing that helped, watching that helped.
Yeah.
But I used to write jokes in my diary at my dad's house. So I would say 7th, 8th grade, more so heavily freshman year. Freshman year, I was alone, brand new school. I wrote a lot of jokes.
Got it.
In my diary.
Yeah. Well, it seems like younger you was more like sing and dance, like acting funny as opposed to like write a joke and stand up format. So I guess it kind of makes sense that like that comes with a level of maturity, I guess,
I guess so.
Maybe. I don't know.
As you start to get older, you learn about what Comedy Central, and then you see it from stand up. And I didn't see that. I wasn't allowed to watch Comedy Central. So
oh no,
I didn't see that. And I knew I wasn't allowed to watch South Park. And at the time, it was boring to watch somebody stand on stage with a microphone to me. And I wasn't allowed to watch South Park, and that was what was on at night. And that's when I watched TV.
I didn't know what Comedy Central was until I was in college because
that's so scary.
Always had basic cable, like no HBO, no.
Oh, I'm pretty sure my dad was stealing cable, so
nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anywho, Becky, go fucking rock his world tonight, girl.
Try something new and get reacquainted with the genital area.
That's right.
I want you to be able to tell me how many hairs he has on his balls.
Yes. Follow up with us.
Follow up. How many hairs?
How many hairs?
Or he might shave. Tell him to shave. If he always had a bush, tell him to shave it. Do something fun.
Yeah.
Do something that you've never done before, that you've always wanted to try, and you were like nervous to say something. I felt like marriage ripped a Band-Aid off of my sexuality, where I could be like, okay, I want this. And this is going to sound really weird, but I want it.
Yep.
Are you comfortable with that? Joke about a time about sex. Joke about a time about a long time when Drew and I are fighting and we need a good laugh. I'll be like, remember the condom that we couldn't find? There was a time where we couldn't find the condom for like a half an hour. And then all of a sudden I queefed it out while I was driving. And we still talk about that. Remember the time we couldn't find the condom?
Oh, fuck.
And at the time, it was imperative I found the condom because wasn't with him. Like, I wasn't supposed to be doing what I was doing. So it was imperative. And it was like, oh, I found the condom. She fucking got lost up there. Then, it all makes sense years later because my OBGYN, when I was giving birth and she was checking my cervix, she goes, holy shit, you got a long vagina cavity. She's like, the baby's going to have to get like a map quest to figure out the way out. Not that it's wide, it's just long. Okay, I have a DM here from somebody named... Should I say their last name?
Just first, in case they don't want us to.
Okay, well, it's Kathy.
Kathy. Got it.
I'm not going to say their like whole like at, right? Like their whole Instagram handle.
I wouldn't.
They're saying how they, one of their things they want to do more is travel. And they heard us talking about when I went to the Berkshires and all that. Yeah. The other question is, what was your favorite vacation you've ever taken and where was it? Within the United States.
Love that question. Within the United States. Oh, I thought my answer was always the same, but now I have two, I think. Do you want to go first?
Do I want to go first?
Yeah.
No, you go first.
The Berkshires.
No, mine's not the Berkshires. No.
Okay. Mine is... I have three.
Oh, my God.
I know. Well... Okay. Two, actually. So, Aspen, Colorado, and Nantucket. Now.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Which I think both sound kind of bougie, but like they were totally like low key, affordable versions of like those places. I mean,
quite literally every single bartender that's within the age of 21 to 27 bartends here in the summer and goes to Aspen and bartends there in the winter. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's so many people.
Nantucket, it's like the billionaire's playground, but you cooked dinner for me. I slept in your basement. Like it was like the affordable, like poor person's version of the vacation, but still got to.
Hey, we're middle class.
Well, I'm talking about me.
Oh yeah.
Like affordable. It
wasn't an uncomfortable basement. You were sleeping on a Tempur-Pedic mattress.
No,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like I got the free version of for whatever. You get what I'm trying to say.
I was just being an asshole.
I got the best of both worlds for cheap and still got to experience Nantucket. It's fucking gorgeous. I think I'm excited to come back because I was there like peak season, right? July. Like when we went downtown, we couldn't find parking. Like it was pretty busy. I'm curious to see like off season though, what it would be like or what it is like. And then Aspen was, Aspen was like a group. I was still drinking at the time. So it's like, I have this, it was beautiful and I loved it, but still puts this weird like feeling in my stomach because
I know what that's like.
You know what I mean? Still party based trip. But as far as just like the stuff to do there and the beauty of it and like the cabin.
I would love to go to Colorado.
And super fun. So within the United States, those are my two. But outside of the U.S. would be Greece, but I know we're keeping it. Local.
When I planned our entire honeymoon myself in Arizona, and I booked it through a million different Like I didn't just like call a concierge service and like ask them to help me or call a vacation. Like what do you call those planners? What do you call
like
those vacation
travel?
Yeah, I didn't call a travel agent. I did it all myself.
Agent. Yeah.
We started in Phoenix. We went to Sedona. From Sedona, we went to Williams. From Williams, we went like east, southeast, and we went through Flagstaff and then back to Phoenix and through Sedona again.
Well, shit, girl.
Yeah,
so you
we did
were like
this. I've talked about this
here,
before.
Booking it there.
Yep.
All
we
around.
would sleep like 4 nights at a time. We were gone for 10 days.
Dang.
Yeah. But a lot of the traveling, like we wouldn't like stay in that spot. Like we stayed in Williams, which was like staying in, no offense if you're from Williams, Arizona is like staying in the town that when you go to your grandfather's house and you go to the basement to get a can of Coke and you pass that old train table that he has where he has like all those miniature like trees and people getting their mail and like the tiny little figurines. It's like living in that train town. That's what Williams, yes.
I'm picturing Beetlejuice. You know how they have the
exactly like that model has way too much grass and way too many houses.
Yeah.
You need to think like desert train,
a
house every 6 miles. And then like the downtown area was like 6 shops. Most of them are closed down. The diner had silver everywhere, tin. You know, like there was like a diner with like you didn't fit in the booths. The chairs were cemented into the ground, bolted, and
got it.
And there was like black and white checkered board floor, and like you got like your burger came with a shake. That was that town.
Love it.
And I didn't. And then the other place that we went to for dinner, I had spaghetti and meatballs and a slice of pie. I mean, like, can you imagine this town, right?
Yes.
So that was a cool experience, and then they had this like Arizona. They had this like zoo of like wild animals that you drove through. Wild animals, just like wolves and like bison, and there's these weird animals that definitely some of them might have been like for the area, but most weren't. And then we went up saw the Grand Canyon, which it's a hole in the ground. I was more amazed by the fact that it was all underwater. Like I was like, wow, that's a really big hole. But I was more interested in learning about millions of years ago when it was underwater and like what that did to the rock and like how you can find like sea life in this rock was really interesting to me.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm. But like, you know, fossils.
Yeah.
Sea life. It was really interesting to me, the flood. And then you learned all about that and eagles and how big the trees were. Arizona's on fire. We've talked about this before on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I can't talk about it enough. That trip changed my life. It helped me slow down a lot more. It was the perfect way to start off pregnancy. There's so many memories on that trip. Sedona is the most beautiful place I'll ever be in my entire life, and I can't wait to go back. I was there and thinking, I can't wait to bring my kids here. Like, I want this to be where we come back time and time again. It's my kind of place.
That's precious. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, you could be like embarking on that chapter here soon.
Yeah. It's a long plane ride. One of my favorite stories that we can close it out is, I hope I didn't already tell the story. I was pregnant, first trimester, craving carbs, like you wouldn't even believe. Specific ones, though, And this thing that I was craving this day, on top of the Grand Canyon, we're at the peak, like this like point where it's like one of the highest parts, one of the highest elevations of the park. And I was just like so hungry. And I was telling Drew, I was like, all I want is that 4-inch circle deep dish pizzas that you'd have at on Fridays at school. Do you remember those?
Yes.
Where like the whole cheese would come off and burn your top of your roof. And then it would just be like a sauce disc. I wanted
and
that.
The crust, like it was like a little raised on the like edge,
the crust.
Almost like a pie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wanted that. We're at the top of the mountain in the middle of fucking Grand Canyon, middle of nowhere. And I'm like, let's go into the gift shop. Maybe they have like a food section or cafeteria.
Yeah.
Drew opens the door And we look at each other, and without words, we knew. And he goes, "It's here. That pizza's in there." Because we smelt it. We smelt it. When you're in school and you smell it.
Yes.
We fucking get up to the counter, and it's the fucking Nate. It's the fucking. You want to ask
You're
Drew?
Like, stop
it was the circle pizza disc, like this. I started to cry. I have never had a meal taste so good in my life ever to this day, and it was a frozen disc.
Right. Totally frozen.
Disgusting, freezer
Greasy,
burnt on top. You don't know how long it's been.
Yes.
I mean, like, how many people. I don't even know how to explain. And I had a Coke. I don't know how to explain to you how good that pizza tasted that day. I threw it up 2 hours later because we were hiking after that, and I was nauseous. Like, I was always nauseous. In the first trimester, I threw up. I would just like be walking and go bleh, and just throw up wherever because I stopped like trying to find a bathroom. I was throwing up on the mountain, and people would walk by and be like, "Pregnant." Because I was at a pizza place like 2 days later in Sedona.
Pizza.
I was at a pizza place 2 days later, and I'm hurling in the bathroom. Lady just like, rough night. And I was like, first trimester. She goes, "Sweetie, when you get back to the table, make sure you eat again and have like a lot of crust." And I did. I went right back to the table and ate all the crust, and I felt better.
Aww.
But it's like,
mom advice.
That was one of the best food moments. He opened the door, and we look at each other, and he goes, "It's there. It's in here.
It's like the field of dreams.
Mm-hmm.
It's in here, honey. It's in here."
We opened. I go, and I think I said, "Fuck you," because I smelt it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Oh my God.
Who orders that pizza when you have the option of all the pizzas in the world? You choose school lunch pizza for your little thrift, for your little what do you call those, gift shop?
Right.
You know what? $4 pizza, and you know what they charge, like $12.
Oh yeah, yeah. Too funny.
So many great memories. We say Airbnb on a farm, an old farm, non-functioning, but you could still see the old pens, like, you know, where they kept animals.
Yeah.
So it was like 17 acres, and you had to get out of your car to open the gate to get in.
Oh, I love that.
Get back and then drive in and then go back out and shut the gate and then drive this long, creepy old road to this like house in the middle of 17 acres.
Yes. Was it like...
No lights.
I'm obsessed. I'm picturing it.
I definitely thought we were going to die.
Oh, yeah. And
there was like a reservoir of the amount of water that you had for your stay, and hope you didn't use it all.
Oh, you had to like ration it out. That's amazing.
It's really cool.
Well, DM us or email us. I think we should do these like more regularly. I love our listeners.
Press down on your clit and watch what happens.
Please. Press down on your clit with the pressure that you would use to check your pulse.
Yeah. And watch
go get
your life
yourself
change.
a frozen pizza.
When you're pregnant.
When you're pregnant in Arizona, life will not get better than that.
It did.